2020 was so yesterday. Let's get it. Roll the intro music.
Oh my gosh, we're finally in 2021.
I know.
Yay.
It sounds so weird to say. Like, it doesn't sound right.
2021.
We've been in quarantine for almost a year.
Oh,
That's
my
crazy.
God.
Wow. I haven't
kinda
been in
crazy.
school for like almost
A
a year.
year. No, I'm like, I don't know. I was expecting like 2021 to roll around and Corona to be like, okay, see you tomorrow.
See you later. See you later.
Bye,
We're done.
Barbara. Bye, Karen. Just leave. But Shotty's
No.
still here.
Why
Why is it
as
still
well the
here?
Karens.
Why is it still here? Like, I was expecting a turn of events, but nope.
No,
No.
I don't know. We had this talk before, but I don't know. I feel like it's gonna be around for like at least one more year. This whole entire COVID thing.
I hope
Yeah.
not.
I hope not, but
I
I
hope
mean,
not.
I don't know. I have like a slight feeling, you know.
Let's hope your feeling is wrong.
I know, right? But on the slight note of when Alyssa was like, "Oh, school, like we haven't been there in a while," I was like, "Yeah, I don't know the last time you guys stepped foot into school."
Oh my God! I just remembered I have to go to school. I have to pick up something. I've been putting it off for 2 weeks now.
That's not good. I had picked up something like a couple days ago.
We need to go back, dude.
Yeah, we need to go back.
Oh, I remember when they told us that we weren't gonna have school and we would be back in like 2 weeks. And then that 2 weeks extended to 6 months and we're still going. So,
I know, it was a
Right?
funny joke. It was a really funny joke, and then all
I
of a
was
sudden
like,
it became serious.
funny,
So I was
and
like,
now it's like, oh shoot.
I was like, oh damn it. On the other note of just like school, there's other things that come with it besides just like, oh wow, friends, cool. Relationships, cool. But you have grades, which are like mainly what a lot of people think about and get stressed over, is like getting good grades. And I feel like a lot of people get stressed about that. Like I even get stressed about it. You just have this kind of feeling in the back of your head that if you don't do well, oh, I'm not gonna go to college, or I'm not gonna get that that awesome job I want, or just like little things like that. And for me, at least, it's just like the little bit of disappointment that I might get if I don't get a good grade. Like, oh shoot, if I don't get an A, then my parents are gonna be pissed. Something like simple like that. But it's there, and I know it's like it's just a grade. Like, you have to remember it's just a grade. Like, if I get a C or something or an F, it's literally just a grade. There's so many people who have super low GPAs and who still get into college. You know what I mean? Like, it really is just a letter, and what matters is how you feel, and if you pass the class, you're good. You know what I mean? If you pass, you're good.
I don't know. I get stressed about my grades all the time, but like, it's also really bad to have a mindset like I do, where I'm just like, you know what? In 5 years, this isn't gonna matter. This 1B isn't gonna determine where I'm going. It doesn't matter. It's a really bad mindset, and I don't recommend getting it, because as much as it's like, oh yeah, I'm carefree, like I don't have to worry about anything, some of that stuff will matter, That might be an important detail for you, especially depending on what career path you want to go into or what you want to major in. As much as it's important to know that getting a bad grade doesn't determine who you are, you can't put yourself in a mindset that getting so many bad grades is a good thing.
when I started high school, one of like the first things my teachers told me was if you even get 1B, 1C in this one class, think of it as the little small thing, don't exaggerate it because you're just going to make it worse and you're going to stress yourself out. Now I see my B's and C's as motivation to improve more, and it stresses me out a little bit, but I try not to not let it, because like Amelia said, getting that 1B in the math class or in chemistry is not going to determine where you're going or how you're going to succeed in life.
Or just how smart you are too. A lot of people think that just because they have good grades they're like super smart. But even the dumbest kids, they supposedly, you know what I mean? Just because you have low grades you think you're dumb, but half the kids are super smart, they're just lazy.
Yeah. I get completely where you guys are coming from.
In school, I feel like there's this type of pressure that we get from teachers and other students, our friends, to like succeed and to do better. And I feel like not just in school, but also like society pushes like that pressure on us and pushes that expectation that all of us have to be successful in life. And I feel like
If you're happy doing whatever you're doing, then keep doing what you're doing. The way I see it is that everyone has a different perspective on certain things and how, people should go about, oh, like, if you think you can make really awesome drinks, you should make a book about it. You can get like money. You could start your own business. You could be an entrepreneur. But that's only your vision for that person. And that person can see something else. And even though they like making drinks and they're happy when they create the recipes, doesn't mean that they always see themselves doing what you think that they could be doing, if that makes sense. Like everyone has a different path of getting where they want to go, and it just determines on which path you choose and what doors are open because they're never ever locked. It just depends on how much you want to get there and how much work you want to put in to actually go through that door.
No, you're completely right. Like, I don't know about you guys, but I've always had like this pressure from my family, like, oh, we're in America now. I mean, like, I was born in America, but most of my family is born in Poland, and it's completely different there. And they're like, they view America as such a high country, and people that are here in my family are expected to succeed. There's a pressure on me to always do good, go to college, and be like the star of the family, even if it's not that big of a deal because, it's just another country and like it's just another college, just like they have colleges. It's just the title of, oh yeah, my dad has like a daughter in Poland. And you know what I mean? Like, you have to, I don't know how to explain it, but I'm sure people with foreign parents understand that there's like this pressure from them that you have such a good life in America, you have to do well. But in all honesty, I don't think it makes sense. I honestly think it's complete bullshit.
I understand that pressure that you're talking about. I may not know it exactly, but I understand what you're talking about.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's not just you who goes through that. Everyone goes through that who have foreign parents, that is. And it can be very stressful, like on your mind and even on just like your mental health in general. I think school has any other way of really helping you with that. I mean, yes, there are people who are in school, like counselors that can help you with that stuff, but it's mainly just it's an at-home thing. And if you really are not doing well with that stuff, it's better just to talk to your parents about it because they'll most likely understand and help you through it. Or if not, you could just vent to your friends. I mean, that's why, friends aren't there just to make you happy. They're also there to listen to your problems and help you through them. I think that also goes with high school too. High school is a place where you can make friends of any like ethnicity, kind, race. It's just an open place where you can do that.
I think the important thing to remember is that you're still a teenager and you're still young at age and you only are young once in your life. So make the most of it and, have fun sometimes. Don't always focus on school. Just like lay loose and like relax sometimes. You owe it to yourself. And I feel like balancing your school, your personal life, and your mental health is also an important aspect of being a teenager and learning the ropes of that.
Taking risks is okay. Like I've learned from I have siblings who are older than me, and they've taught me that in high school, that's like the place to take risks. Like Alyssa said, you can't just focus on school, and yes, your mental health is important, but sometimes you gotta have some fun. You gotta have that fun aspect to it, and if that means spending a little bit of money to go, I don't know, to Sky Zone or something, or like buy a skateboard. I don't fucking
California.
know. Yeah, yeah, Cali crew, right?
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
or
I
like,
hate this
or just
place.
like, or just like going to McDonald's and eating chicken nuggets on the sidewalk because Amelia
Chicken
and I
nuggets
have
are
Oh
done
the
that before.
bomb.
yeah.
Chicken nuggets are
It's like,
bomb.
Like, you have to live like
right?
that. Honestly, just live your life as if it's like a
The
young
last day.
adult coming of age movie, you know? Like, focus on your schoolwork, but also when it's the moment and you'll know it. You know?
Yeah, play that
It,
soundtrack. Play the soundtrack in the
yeah,
background.
you have to play that soundtrack, that young adult 2012 movie soundtrack that is the same song 4 times, but you just have to live your life on the edge like that. But it's also very important to balance your schoolwork and all that stuff. If you're scared of doing something, just don't be. I'm kidding. But if you're like nervous to do something, push yourself past your limits. Try to put yourself out there.
You're the main character in your own movie.
You are the main character.
Yes.
Period.
With the movie, though, I mean, I feel like you could have your fun, your ride, but you got to make sure you take the right risks, if that makes sense. Like, don't be foolish, like, for some of your risks. Even though you're the main character in your movie, you're gonna have side characters who are complete assholes. I'm being straightforward. You're gonna have to deal with them, and they might not support you. In fact, they might even bring you down. And I call those bullies. The bullies are my side characters. I've only had a couple of them on my part. You know, they're really not fun to play with. I'm telling you that. I wish I could cut them out of my script. They take their anger out on people, and it's like never right to do that. They have this like bottled up, huge bottle full of just anger, and it might not even be anger. It could be just sadness, or just problems in general at home or in school. You just happen to be that person that they can, I guess, let it out on. You're that wall, and they're playing wall ball, and they're just throwing the ball, has all the anger at the wall. It completely sucks. I don't know if you guys have ever had that experience. I'm just trying to use like a little analogy or like metaphor or whatever it's called, because as I'm making it sound, it's a lot worse. I know people who have definitely driven themselves to the worst outcome with it, because it really just isn't right. But if you do know that you're being bullied, or you have a feeling, or someone else sees that you're being bullied, definitely get help. And this might sound so dumb, but
No,
go
it
tell your
isn't.
teacher, or go like tell your parent. Even though it's a couple of words, those words are gonna mean the world. Those words can actually save you, as literally as I mean it can save you.
Yeah, like I'm sure that there's everyone, at some point in their life has faced like a bully or someone who just manipulated them and like talked down upon them, and it's inevitable. It's not something that you could stop just from noticing it. Like, you have to really stand up for yourself, and that's difficult for a lot of people. My best advice is just talk to someone else and know, like, always remember you have someone on your side. There's always someone there to help you, and bullies just lash out because they're jealous of you, or they just want to feel powerful because they actually have something bringing them down. And to that, I'm just like, bro, you're just gonna shit on other people because you're not happy? Bullies are the weak ones, not you. They don't have any powers. They're trying to take control of something when they're not doing anything good, you know?
Yeah, don't take other bullies or bullies' shit to make you feel worse, because honestly, that's just making you seem like you're the weak one. You should be stronger than them, and like Amelia said, essentially, they are the weak ones. They are pushing you down so that they can pull themselves back up. If you're struggling with being bullied, there's always someone there willing to help, like Kaylee said. Even if it's us, reach out to us on like Instagram, Discord. You can always talk to us if there's somebody's bothering you. I will beat them up for you. I will
Yeah,
We'll
aggressively.
drop kick them.
we
We'll
will
drop
go
kick them.
hammo. We will go hammo.
Yes, we're here to support you and be there with you guys, so don't forget that.
Yeah, don't
Yeah,
ever
like,
forget that.
there's always someone there. You just have to notice it.
And even if you do notice it and you're a bystander, as it's called, say something, because if you were in that position, you would feel horrible and insecure and vulnerable, and those are the worst types of feelings that anyone can ever go through. You just gotta think, if you were in that position, it would suck. So if you're a bystander, make sure to speak out, use your voice, as we said in the last episode. Your voice is the strongest thing, and if it's something for bullying, then be the hero in your movie. Be the hero in your movie.
I feel like bullying is so prominent today and it still exists like in high school and in our friend groups because there's so much peer pressure around us from our friends and from our peers essentially to
Mhm.
go with the flow and go with what is considered normal, I guess.
Yeah, like, I know that a bunch of people experience peer pressure on a daily basis. And as unfortunate it is, a lot of people are faced with it. It's something that you just have to deal with. You have to know that it's okay to say no to someone. Like, I recently just wrote an essay about this for my English class, but saying no, as hard as it can be, it's always an option. You have to just speak out. Like we spoke in the last episode, you have to just speak out your opinion, even though it's not completely agreed on. Don't be scared to say, "Oh yeah, no, sorry, I don't feel like drinking tonight," or "Oh no, sorry, I don't feel like going there like today," or "I don't feel like seeing this person. It makes me uncomfortable." Don't be afraid to speak out and say that, even if everyone's like, "Oh come on, but we're all doing it. Oh let's go, it's gonna be fun." Like, just ignore them. they're just peer pressuring you into doing something that you don't want to. So try to stand up for yourself as much as you can, because it's hard, but it's something everyone's going to have to do at some point in their life.
And you want to make sure, as the main character, you're happy. You're safe, you're okay, and you're comfortable. That's what matters. Is you as a person. It doesn't. You're not in a space where you feel, in the sense, pressure to do something that you don't even know if you're sure about doing. You want to make sure you're sure about something before you commit to it. And that goes for everything, not just like drugs or drinks or stupid things like jumping off a cliff into water or something. I don't know how that came in my head, but just things like that. You want to make sure you're sure about something before you fully commit to doing it. And that goes with like sexual activity as well, or sex, or however you want to say it. It's the same thing. You got to make sure you're comfortable doing it, because before you do anything, you want to make sure both people or both partners have consent to do it. They're both comfortable in the situation that they're in, and they're sober and they realize what's about to happen. You know what I mean? They know what's going to happen, what's about to take place, and they're okay with it.
Yeah, remember that if someone is not sober at all, like, it doesn't matter if they're drunk, if they're high, if they're not fully sober, they can't clearly consent to something. And if you take advantage of that person because they are drunk and sober and they gave you a sloppy, yeah, maybe. No. That person may be very well uncomfortable with it, but they couldn't speak up because they weren't in a clear mindset. That's what alcohol and drugs do to you. It can mess with your mind and it can fog up your decision skills. So you can't take advantage of someone who is not fully aware of the situation going on.
It's not right in all fronts. It's not right. And a lot of people have certain problems. They've had traumatizing experiences because that consent was never there. Someone else did it out of their own selfish reasoning, and they hurt someone else permanently or temporarily. And you never want that to happen. If both people do have consent, though, number one, you want to make sure you have protection, because that's important, people. No one wants babies when you're like 15, okay? Number two is communication, which is essentially what the consent is, but also just, during everything, you want to make sure you have communication. Everyone is okay and comfortable and safe. Number three, babies, no babies, no babies. Birth control, birth control.
On a more serious note, yeah, I feel like during these times as teens or as young adults, actually, we are kind of, I wouldn't say influenced, but we are kind of influenced by older people who seem that they are cooler than us. But you're cool, don't worry. That we should be doing these things. But just remember that if you are going to be doing this and participating in it, that you are safe and that you have a plan B, because there always needs to be a plan B at when something serious upon you like that.
Yeah, like, even, I don't know, I think it's something that not many teens like put into play, but a decision like that could really affect you. That's why you have to think out all the possible outcomes when you do it. Like, just like Haley said, that you have to stay protected, you have to make sure that everyone's consenting, you guys are communicating properly. Like, if someone's uncomfortable with something and they ask you to stop, you stop. You don't keep going. If they were consenting at first and then they say, sorry, I'm not comfortable with this, you stop. You get off of them and you stop. That it's important to know that they're getting uncomfortable and that's not your place anymore. You have to really consider that there are other options if something does happen. Like, you have to know that there's plan B, like the pill, It's expensive, but if you really need it, you need it, and you shouldn't be shamed for it. There are other resources, everybody probably knows them, but just in case you don't, there's Planned Parenthood, where they are really supportive. They help people, and it doesn't only help people with pregnancies. If you're a woman and you don't know where to get checked out for like cancer, you can go to Planned Parenthood. They're always willing to help. It's an important resource that everyone should know about. And there's also the teen pregnancy hotline, that if you're at home and you don't know what to do, you could always give them a call at 1-800-672-2296. You could replay that and just hear the number again, and there you go. There's resources always available for people. It's important to know during times like this that you're not alone. There's always someone listening, like that hotline, and you could always go to Planned Parenthood and talk to them. They're always listening. And then you have your friends. And if your friends shame you for it, they're not your friends. They're just
no,
fake.
you're right.
It's a hard time. It's a struggle. That's a really serious thing to go through. And it's not going to be easy, but there's definitely ways to make it easier. And you just have to get through it.
And that goes for everything that we've said today. That you're not alone through all of it. You know, there are people who have gone through the same things, and they might have dealt with it in different scenarios or different ways. But what I always remember in my head is that if I get down to the lowest point in my life, the absolute lowest, I know there's no more lower that I could go from there. There's only up. There's only up. And the people around me can help me get there if they're true to me, and the people I meet might help me get there as well. And that goes with everything, sex, bullying, peer pressure, expectations, everything.
Yeah.
So if you ever feel lonely or you want something to talk about, or if you want to just start a conversation or chat about, I don't know, pierogies, that's just random, but you know what I mean, just like Alyssa said before, DM us on Instagram and we'll be sure to reach out to you. We're just like any other person, we're all friends here, but we're also your friends. We want to make sure everyone knows that. We hope you guys have a wonderful day, whatever day you're listening to this, whatever time you're listening to this, wherever you are. And we
And
love
a
you
great
guys.
year. And a
A
great
great
year.
year. Yeah, great new year.
Let's hope it's better than this one,
Let's
okay?
go,
Or the
baby.
last one.
We love you guys once again.
We love you.
And we'll see you guys next
See you
episode.
next time.
Bye.
If you want to support us, you should follow our socials. Our website is akapodcast.carrd.co. There you can join our Discord and sign up for our email. Our Instagram is at A.K.A. Podcast. And don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel at A.K.A. Thank you for joining us, and we'll see you next time.